So welcome to the Skyborne Online Open Day. My name's Ian Cooper. I'm the Chief Operating Officer, one of the co-founders of Skyborne. So I'm now going to give you a tour of the training facility here at Gloucester, so please come on in. So here we are, we're in the reception area of the Skyborne headquarters. Over here we have our check-in desk. So we have our customer service staff, Jill answering calls and welcoming you into the building. And as we go around, first thing we see here is our Boeing 737 MAX simulator that we use for APS MCC training. We also use it for the skills continuation training that we've recently launched. So welcome aboard our 737. As you can see, it's state-of-the-art technology. The simulator is actually an FTD1, so it can be used for a portion of the type rating as well as the APS MCC training. So if you join Skyborne, you'll spend 3 weeks of training at the end of the course in this. But we also use it for some of the ground training to really bring alive those subjects that are classroom based. So you'll go and learn all the theory and then come and see the practice of the simulator throughout your ground school journey here at Skyborne. I think we're now going to move on to the next piece of the tour. So when you apply online to Skyborne Airline Academy, you'll be invited to do an assessment, and if successful at that stage, you'll then be invited into an assessment day where you'll do an assessment in one of these rooms here with our staff. So this is where you'll complete your interview, do your group exercise with one of our recruitment team. So the next bit on our journey is our crew lounge. This is where our cadets and staff can chat, have a coffee, have their lunch, and share their different training experiences through their journey at Skyborne. So come on in. So this is the crew lounge. This is some of our cadets off our first courses, just relaxing in their downtime before they move on to their training phases. So the next part of our journey is the briefing room. So prior to going flying every day, you'll have a pre-flight briefing with your instructor. So you'll go into one of these briefing rooms where you have a one-to-one briefing with your instructor to discuss the elements of the training that you're going to complete that day. You then go out and do your flight, and you come back into this room for your debrief session with your instructor. So the next bit is really the hub of the operation. This is the operations centre. So this is where you come to get your pre-flight information. So you get the weather, you get your flight plan, you get the keys to the aircraft, and then do all your pre-flight planning in the planning area over here, where you interact with other cadets and discuss what you're going to be doing that day prior to then going to get the keys to the aircraft and then go out flying for the day. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go out for a short presentation on Skyborne. I can walk you through the training programs that we offer and give you a bit more detail on the Skyborne journey. Thank you for attending the Skyborne Open Day. I'm going to talk about the industry and give you an update. There's a lot going on at the moment, so we can talk about that. Also going to give you an update on our training programs, provide you an overview, and then we'll also talk about the selection process on what you need to do to join us here at Skyborne. So about Skyborne, the company ownership is owned by 3 directors, myself, Lee Woodward and Tom Misner. Tom Misner's background is from the music industry. He owned a company called SAE, which is sound, audio and engineering, so he's involved in the music sector and education, so he understands how to engage with trainees and what the training product needs to look like. Lee's background, he's a former airline pilot, and he worked for a company, large training organisation, and was a director and owner of that business. Myself, a former airline pilot, and also an operations director and accountable manager for a large training organisation. We're a UK limited company based here in the UK. We also have an overseas base in Spain, which provides an excellent platform and journey for all of our cadets to go through, and it's a really enjoyable and worthy experience. So a bit about the company, the vision of the company. The key word there is trusted. We want to be the most trusted airline academy in the world, and that's the goal of our main investor, Tom Misner, to Lee and I and all of the employees. We want to be the best within the next 5 years. So to get that, you have to be trusted by the airline customers. The values, we build trust. That's a key value for us. We want our customers to trust us, i.e. all of you that are potentially coming into Skyborne. We can't do this without your trust. We need the airline's trust, and we need all of our suppliers' trust, and we believe we have that. We build careers. We don't build just training programs. We want you to successfully move into a successful career in the airline industry, and that's what we facilitate here at Skyborne. We also believe we build a better product. It's arrogant to say that, but with the team that we have on board, we really do feel we have something quite special to offer you. We also build character, we don't build robots, so we want all of our graduates to come out and be people that can engage with other employees, employers, so that they're successful in their career. We do that through all sorts of innovation, the way we deliver our training, and we want you to actually enjoy it at the end of the day. We really want that fun. It's professional, obviously, but we want it to be fun and great experience for all of you to join us here at Skyborne. So we're based here in Gloucester, in the base that we've shown you today. We chose Gloucester because of its connectivity with the UK. It's an exceptional airport. It was voted GA Airport for 4 years in a row, and it's a great location to do the instrument rating phase of training because we've got accessible airports like Bristol, Cardiff, Birmingham, where all of our cadets can fly to get that international airport exposure. We operate a fleet of DA-42, so Diamond 42 aircraft here in Gloucester. In Spain, in Castellón, we've chosen that base because, again, it's a great place for you to learn. You know, picture learning in the apartments that we have on the beach in Castellón, and you can do your study at weekends, relaxing in a really nice atmosphere, and then coming into a really professional training centre. That's what we have in Castellón. We also have a fleet of Diamond 40 aircraft based in Castellón that we deliver all the single engine training on before you come back to the UK. So delivering excellence, we really want to make sure we deliver excellence at all times. This goes throughout the whole journey, so your journey throughout Skyborne is our priority and paramount to us. We also deliver high quality training, that's a given, but we do it in a slightly different way to what we're used to. We do it in a virtually integrated training platform, which means we train you and treat you as airline pilots from day one when you walk in the door on your first day of training here at Skyborne. We've got a really well-picked team that have got a lot of industry experience, from former airline pilots to career instructors that we've cherry-picked from the industry with our experience, so we're very fortunate to have a great training team. And finally, our cadets are the biggest advocates of our business, so if you have the opportunity, please talk to our cadets to get their personal experience. In terms of the industry update, sort of addressing the elephant in the room at the moment with the ongoing COVID-19 crisis that we're under. So the passenger fleet forecast numbers are huge. You can see from this table here that the projected growth is significant, and when the projected numbers of aircraft are increased, then that means we need more pilots. So just in the UK, or Europe to be more correct, over the next 19 years there's a forecast for 95,000 pilots. That breaks down to a new 5,000 pilots every year required in Europe. Obviously, the recent crisis of COVID-19 will impact that number, but we can see historically that the industry is very resilient and always continues to grow. We've had 9/11, SARS, the financial crisis, and you can see from the growth pattern it does tell the growth for a short period and then it gets going again. So none of us know how COVID-19 is going to really impact the industry, but we can see from historical data, growth is always not too far away. So the way Skyborne are addressing that for all of their customers and graduates, we're launching the Skyborne Skills Continuation Training Programme. So that means if you graduate from Skyborne and there is a slight downturn in the industry, we'll keep your skills current at our cost to make sure you're ready to go into an airline as soon as recruitment begins again. So this means you get the individual support of a mentor, which is an experienced instructor from Skyborne. You get 2 hours of instructor-led training every 3 months to keep your flying skills current in our DA-42 aircraft. And at the end of 1 year, if you're still not in employment, we'll give you a free instrument rating revalidation in our simulator. And on top of that, when you do finally get that airline job that we're going to work really hard to make sure you get, then there'll be 2 hours of free training in our 737 simulator to prepare you for that experience. So I'm now going to take you through our integrated training program so you can see what the journey would be like if you were to choose us to come here and do your training at Skyborne. So first of all, you apply online, you then go through a selection process, and on successfully completing that, you'll then commence the training here at Skyborne, where you'll first of all do the first 2 stages of ground school, which takes 20 weeks of training, and you'll complete 8 of the 14 CAA regulatory exams. On successful completion of that, you'll then pack your bags and go to Spain, ready for the exciting single engine flight training that we deliver in Spain. You're then in Spain for 22 weeks, and then on successful completion of that, you return to the UK. Now that you've got all of that practical experience of the single engine flying, to engage yourself and do the final third phase of ATPL examinations. On passing that, you then move into the multi-engine flight training phase here at Gloucester, and then into the APS MCC in our 737 MAX simulator before moving into the airline. So as an overview, in weeks, from start to finish, it takes 67 weeks. We'll manage you through that journey. We have cadet welfare team on board to make sure your journey is first class. We provide you with transport to Spain. We give you a car for 4 students to use in Spain when you're there training. So we make sure every point of your journey is well managed and communicated to you. As an overview, you can see there the more detail about the amount of training and the hours you get, which you can review in your own time. So the USPs of coming to Skyborne, our ground school is truly integrated. We don't do all of the ground school up front because we believe from a progressive continuous learning point of view, it's much better to practice in the classroom and then go out and actually practice those skills you've learned in the classroom, so it really underlines and emphasises those training points that you're taught. Progressive continuous learning, as I've just mentioned. Customer service training, we feel it's really important that all of our graduates have had customer service training. So we actually did our first course of this last week, and it's absolutely excellent. All of the students and staff really enjoyed it, learned a lot from it, and that was a 2-day course that you get that's integrated into the training that we do here at Skyborne. The UPRT training, we deliver it on our own aircraft, in our own training facility, all in one location. And then the learning and teaching points that we teach you on the UPRT, you then take with you into the APS MCC and then re-emphasise, showing that all the skills that you've learned and the techniques, you can apply those in a swept wing jet and you get the same results. As I mentioned before, we do vertically integrated training, so we teach you and train you like an airline pilot from the day one that you walk into the training centre. We have a modern fleet of DA40 and 42 aircraft, so it's a seamless transition when you come back from Spain and then start the multi-engine training here in Gloucester. It's a very similar cockpit and very similar operating procedures. We have the 737 MAX, and we teach that using TRIs and TREs, that's type rating instructors and type rating examiners from industry, to make sure we bring that airline concept into the way we train. All of our training is delivered in Europe. We're training for an EASA UKCAA licence, so we believe the procedures that we lay down and the environment you're training in is representative of the environment you're going to be going into in employment. We have the Skyborne guarantee, so on successful completion of the Skyborne selection process, we then underwrite the risk by saying if you fail at any point due to aptitude, we'll give money back. And then recently, as I've just mentioned, we've now launched the Skyborne Skills Continuation Training Programme, given the current environment that we're in, to ensure that your skills are maintained throughout any downtime in the industry. So the next piece that I want to talk to you about is our combined modular programme. So we at Skyborne place equal emphasis on modular and integrated. We just say it's a lifestyle and circumstantial choice to whether you take integrated or modular. We don't differentiate between the two in terms of the quality of training that you'll receive. So our modular programme, if you were to do it full time, enter into training with a PPL, the programme on a continuous basis takes 61 weeks, but you can see from the slide there it's broken down into different phases, but all of the teaching elements that I've just mentioned in the integrated training programme are integrated into our combined modular, so that you graduate with the same skill set as an integrated individual. There's a further breakdown on the slides of all of the training package that you'd get in the combined modular, and I'll let you read through that at your own leisure. So I'm now going to talk you through the selection process so you can understand what we're looking for when you come into Skyborne. So first of all, you need to go online to skyborne.com and complete the online application. That will be reviewed by our recruitment team, and if deemed successful, you'll then be contacted and invited to do a remote psychometric aptitude testing process. You can do it remotely, and on successful completion of that, you then get invited in for a group assessment day where you'll do a group exercise, an interview, and a further psychometric aptitude testing process. On successful completion of all of that, we then invite you into Skyborne and start your Skyborne journey. Why do we do that selection process? Well, we want the right stuff. We really do believe here at Skyborne that if we have the right stuff coming in, we do exceptional training, then we'll have excellent graduates that stand head and shoulders above everyone else in the industry. The core competencies that we're looking for are motivation, high standards, responsibility, communication, team skills, integrity, business awareness and resilience. So the way we assess you, we're looking at all of those aspects, or those core competencies, and the way we train you, we develop those core competencies throughout your training journey here at Skyborne. Thank you for listening to the Skyborne Online Open Day presentation. Hope you found it useful. At this point in the presentation, we'd normally then cut to questions to the audience, so we've launched some Instagram questions, and now Matt, who's one of our CPO1 first course students, is going to ask those questions on your behalf. So Matt, would you like to ask some of the questions that the Instagram audience have asked?
Okay. So first question, how do you become a pilot in the UK?
Okay, so how do you become a pilot in the UK? There's several routes to training to be a pilot. There's really three main ones. That's through an integrated course, through a modular course, or through a military pathway. Skyborne offers all three of those, and they're all good and equal programs. Just depends on your personal circumstances which way to train, but definitely do your homework, go and see several different academies, because one size doesn't fit all. Obviously we'd hope you choose Skyborne, as we offer all three of those programs.
Who's the best person to contact for Indians who want to join this academy?
Okay, so we have a lot of detail on our website, skyborne.com, under airline programs. The Indigo program is detailed there with a lot of FAQs through a document, and you can also email us on indigo@skyborne.com to ask further questions.
What's the cost of the EASA integrated ATPL course, and is accommodation provided?
Okay, so the full cost of the EASA integrated program is £95,000, which is inclusive of VAT, and that's an all-inclusive package apart from living costs. So yes, accommodation is included throughout your journey in Gloucester and in Castellon, and we recommend that you take that package because it's all inclusive.
So do Skyborne offer any significant help in getting a job once you've achieved your commercial licence?
Okay, so yes, Skyborne has a recruitment and careers team, so their primary objective, other than recruitment, is to then place graduates with airlines that we've worked with in our network of airlines over the time that we've been in this industry, and we feel it's really important that we place graduates with airlines, as that's our sort of then complete package, so we don't just train and then let graduates leave without any assistance. We give a full program of instruction on how to pass interview techniques, CV preparation, and then also continuation training through our recently launched program where we support individuals getting into airlines.
What is the waiting time for the CPL MEIR courses, Skyborne?
Okay, so we run CPL MEIR courses every week, so we have an intake coming in each week. So given the current circumstances, those start dates are pushing out a bit, but normally you can start once you've completed the assessment the following week.
And final question, can you explain the Skyborne sponsored FI course in Castellon and the future employment opportunities? Okay,
yeah, so Skyborne has identified that instructor recruitment is a challenge in an ever-growing market. So we've invested in training our own instructors. We train them and then bond them for a period to work for Skyborne in Castellon, and that's proved really successful with the first candidates that we've run through that program. We'll be launching more of those throughout the year.
Excellent.
Okay, questions. Great, well thank you Matt, thanks for the questions, thank you for asking the questions on behalf of the social media audience. We're now going to continue with the tour around the rest of the Skyborne facility. So here we have some classrooms. You'll notice that all the classrooms are named after famous aviators. These two particular classrooms are named after Armstrong and Peake. So let's go and have a look at what happens in the classroom. So here we have a classroom taking place with Adam, one of our ground school instructors, and CP06 for our latest cohort of keen, motivated students. You can see they've all got iPads on their desks, so it's the latest technology using interactive learning media. And on the whiteboard there we have an interactive board where the classroom really helps to come alive. Okay, so earlier on we showed you the Boeing 737 MAX simulator. This is in the DA42 simulator that we use for the instrument rating phase of training. So let's go and have a look at what goes on in here. So here you can see we've got two cadets just doing their instrument rating phase of training with the head of training, Alistair, who's leading them through the training program.
Okay, so report established.
Plus the tower Golf 0 for Tango Mike established ILS runway
So we're now going to go into the hangar, which is adjacent to the apron area, and this is where we keep our fleet of DA Diamond 42 aircraft and our Slingsby T67 that we conduct all of our UPRT training on. So I hope you felt that journey was good and you enjoyed the experience of looking through the Skyborne window, and hope you found the Skyborne Open Day useful. And if you wish to apply or find out any more information, please go on to skyborne.com. Thank you very much.